Zamknijcie te pijawki, może go was załatwię. Próbujemy spać. Sam się zamknij, kurduplu. I am what I am. Welcome to Mixed Emoji, where we find the faces to put in your spaces. It's time to look at the emoji portrayal of human life itself. Started as a baby, human-esque emoji generally default to a yellow complexion as a non-racial color or a tribute to The Simpsons. Other races are available. The Apple baby has a Pringle on its head and looks quite proud of it. The Microsoft one has a blue plaster on its chin and is really happy. Samsung's strangely hairy. LG's is a 48-year-old monk. HTC's baby's hair grows in one long lock from the very back. Curious. I'll get the Facebook thing out of the way first because this happens on all of them. The Facebook faces are dual-toned. This is not what biracial people look like, unless this is a really progressive portrayal of vitiligo. None of these really work, but Google's is the least disastrous. Now, of course, not all babies make it. This emoji recalls those little guys in Renaissance paintings, flying heads who are always peering in when something holy happens. None of them are particularly appealing, though. Twitter's has little features. I'll give Google the point for once again being the least horrible and for showing a brown-haired cherub. Affirmative action. And if you get past the stage of babyhood, you'll soon be a girl. Some girls have detachable ears that double as hair clips. Hair clips. That didn't work. I'll edit that out. Loving the fringe over one eye vibe from Microsoft. LG have forfeited this whole set by picking that vacant expression and that nose. Twitter's girl is pretending to be impressed, but it's not very convincing. Are humans just scary in general? Emoji Dex's girl is the kind of character they illustrate into primary school language textbooks to try and make learning fun. At least I hope you agree it is, because that's a really specific reference to devote several seconds to. I'm going for the Twitter one. Yeah. Ungirls are known as boys. I don't know much about boys, but it looks like they have shorter hair than girls, but are otherwise pretty much identical. Twitter again. Boys grow to men when they've walked down enough roads. The Apple character eyes are less obnoxious now they're smaller. Look how smug this Facebook guy is. Everything's going according to plan. I know it's a mustache, but what if this were a mouth? In the Emoji Dex world, anime haircuts are maintained into adulthood, which I respect, but Apple get the point here. There are women too, and again the Apple one represents that side of the binary most reasonably. You may have noticed, some women are pregnant. Canonical confirmation that an emoji can get pregnant brings a lot of logistical questions, which I hope are answered profusely in Emoji Movie next year. Every 9 months, the pregnant emoji women are replaced by identical emoji women undergoing new pregnancies, and the prior women are granted maternity leave until they return to their prior emoji roles. Apple don't have an offering yet, but Emojipedia are filling in for them. Their woman isn't actually pregnant. She's just going bowling. Google's wears a smile on her face, but a frown on her chest. I know there's a thing about holding one's own baby bump, or fetus foothill, or embryo embankment, but how many women hold themselves from underneath, as if shoplifting? Microsoft wears a dress that reveals her navel, which is probably a bad idea, because everyone knows pregnant navels will get attacked by Dairy Lean. Samsung's woman is so bored of getting weird stares whenever she's out. Twitter's is all like, slide to the left. Emoji One's just seems to be rubbing her abdomen and making a wish for a second arm. Emoji Dex continues its anime theme by having the woman from Kiki's delivery service. Delivery. Her arm's gone a bit bandy though. She's the best we... Welcome, I'm to... return to their prior emoji roles. Apple on her face, but she's just going bowling. Google's wears a smile on her face, but a frown on her chest. I know there's a thing clear what the emoji's about, and it doesn't have confusing additional elements. When you're done reproducing, you reach the final recognized stage of life, being really old, which happens to both women's and man's. In both sets, emoji designs that started off pretty yucky have matured into something reasonable. Those Samsung ones are just kids who've been awake a bit too long though. The Facebook ones are like, you'll understand when you're older. I like the Microsoft ones here. Well, after ascending the age brackets and undergoing 3 gender reassignments and a pregnancy, it's finally time for that little baby we started with to be put to rest. Death precedes most of the other emoji by far, and will eventually be the only thing left. And as we've seen before with portrayals of a skull, the nose doubles as a mouth for a sad ghost character. I like this Microsoft one, except that the crossbones look like one of those "which of these lines is longer" puzzles. The Samsung one ruins its contoured shading by having the holes be purely transparent, where there'd surely be the back of a skull in there. Strangely, the LG one cribbed from their own skull emoji and lost the lower jaw but kept the teeth. I'm voting for emoji ones, a nice foreboding sign of death. It's also the death of this video, which, if you liked, well, that makes two of us. I'm Numerical Sun, and this is Mixed